We have a lot to cover in this episode, including China's decision to lift its ban on Bitcoin. Given Donald Trump's remarks about cryptocurrency and its potential to alleviate the U.S.'s massive debt, we will be analyzing the current state of the Bitcoin cycle. An analyst has called. We'll witness the parabolic blow-off peak in Q4, which is less than 8 days away. We will witness the parabolic blow-off peak. After that, we will discuss what to expect if history repeats itself. Without further ado, let's dive into a $63,554 Bitcoin. Ethereum is currently up 1.06% over the last 24 hours, up 2.53% against the USD and USDC bolting in at their dollar pegs as XRP major leans. It will break at 58 cents, it wants to be 59 cents and wants to assault the 60C zone once more, the crucial area of resistance that we have been fighting for a few months now. That brings us to 66 cents, folks. All cryptocurrencies have a market capitalization of $2,240 billion. This month's newest tier is the Pride tier. Donald Trump just made a daring statement regarding cryptocurrency. I won't delve into it further, as I'm uncertain about the potential legal repercussions of mentioning Trump, but I will share what he said. I believe that crypto has a bright future ahead of it. Perhaps we will be able to pay off the $35 trillion in debt. This is huge with it. Could you imagine making payments using cryptocurrency? Off the U.S. debt. Holy folks, what a significant statement from Trump regarding the upcoming elections in November, which are approximately 2 months away. Regardless of the election's outcome, it will significantly influence the future of cryptocurrency in the U.S. The bull run will continue to focus on the unanswered questions and issues we need to resolve in the coming months. How high will these markets rise if Trump wins the presidency? If he doesn't win, I believe we'll see a rise of 7 to 10 trillion in cryptocurrency. By the end of this bull run, we might only have 3 or 5 trillion in cryptocurrency. What sectors do we need candidates in? This is the recipe for success if you want to see cryptocurrency rise to 10 trillion, 15 trillion, or even 20 trillion. The process is straightforward. Trump enters the market and implements policies. We could even see a shift from the stock market to the XRP sector. The office, which specializes in cryptocurrency, is taking the lead in establishing the necessary policies and regulations in the United States. He implements rules, he places us. You will witness a significant shift away from the stock market and institutions and toward cryptocurrencies and big break-in. China plans to lift the restriction. When we consider the global financial scene and the U.S.'s $58 trillion, Bitcoin is significant. China ranks second with just over $6 trillion, indicating that institutions invest $58 trillion directly in the markets every day. This is why the U.S. must take the lead and attract institutional capital to the cryptocurrency markets. However, if China opens up the floodgates, the total may increase by another few $trillion, and Japan and India may follow suit. However, my theory is that Japan and India are likely holding out for the U.S. to announce its policy before making a move and beginning to send money to China, Stone Beast. They will decide whether to allow Bitcoin to trade and to allow all other cryptocurrencies to trade. It's important to pay attention to the moon. How is it going? Carl Moonboy himself stated that historically, the fourth quarter of the year is the most profitable for Bitcoin. We anticipate Bitcoin to perform similarly this time around. We display quarterly returns, such as Q4 plus 479%. Yes, we typically see a modest 40% increase in Q3, which we're about to end, but Q4 is when we see the significant spike that occurred back in 2020, 168% in 2017. The previous bull run years accounted for 2,515% of those. When we first began using cryptocurrency in 2013, there were 479 per. Things to consider. We call it October here for a reason. What can we expect from October? In the past, October has seen XRP pumps. Additionally, we typically witness a charming little pump preceding the big event. We can clearly see that the pump is, just going ahead and pushing. 60 degrees Celsius temperature range. Perhaps it hasn't happened yet, but we'll find out in 2 weeks, right? Titan, a cryptocurrency, asserted that the end of 2024 marks the peak of the Bitcoin cycle, with the cryptocurrency typically peaking 3 to 4 quarters after disrupting the market structure. If this pattern continues, the cycle could peak in 3 months, at the end of 2024, or in Q1 of 2025. As we previously stated, the next 6 to 12 months in the cryptocurrency market will be critical. This could be a life-changing moment, but now is not the time to give up or give in. All boats will rise in pursuit of green, some will rise with greater speed and force. Because of the people who are expanding on top of the networks and the services they offer, but everything will increase as soon as Bitcoin determines it will go completely parabolic. Nothing is different. Regarding our Bitcoin goals, I continue to estimate that the price will hover around $100,000 by the end of the year. I also project a Bitcoin blow-off peak of $150 to $175, which could potentially reach $250,000. However, these targets are rapidly approaching. This is the price we will have to pay in 2025. Guys, pay attention. If you're not excited or bullish, I don't know what else will make you feel that way. This is what we're ready for. We've been buying cryptocurrency and dollar cost averaging because we know that this is the moment of the bull run. During the bull cycle, we were aware of the impending heaviest years in advance and had been stockpiling because historical data indicates what often happens. I mentioned what always happens following the halving: the prices skyrocketed. Many narratives assert that the bull run began when Bitcoin broke its all-time high. However, we were merely fortunate when institutional money from ETFs entered the markets and propelled it beyond its peak. However, we have a decade of data to support this. We haven't seen that parabolic surge before. The impending parabolic boom has the potential to cause Bitcoin to rise. Because it's quite volatile, you'll be able to tell when it's ready to move. The first targets we'll be looking for are $74,000 and $888,000. If we manage to surpass those targets, we'll be trading in that range, and before you know it, we'll be discussing a $100,000 Bitcoin. What am I doing correctly? It's easy now. I have my money on the sidelines for the sole reason that I think there may be a decline in the price of Bitcoin. Return to the lower to mid-$50,000 range and try again. If that happens, the market as a whole will suffer. As you can see, I will be taking a plunge. One cryptocurrency that I will be heavily investing in and about which I have been extremely vocal is Quant, not Quan. Please forgive me, I purchase Quan every week, but I'm currently observing it from a distance. Now, if we look at the VO chart, it's currently hovering around 1.5 cents. If it drops back to a penny, that's a significant amount, especially considering that I plan to buy myself a few million V out of those price tags. You might be wondering why, and my answer is that I think it could go up to 60 if my DCA, which is currently a penny, increases to 60 cents. You can easily calculate that this will be a 60x. Since I generally only strive for a 5 to 10x, feel free to offer me a 60x or even a 30x to be extra cautious. If you missed yesterday's video, I encourage you to watch it as well. I believe the countdown between Ripple and the SEC is almost over. In less than 2 weeks, will the SEC disappoint us? Are they appealing last minute or is the lawsuit over? Remember the moment when Student Alder declared, "It's done, tick-tock, that's all I have to say"? All eyes were focused on the lawsuit. If there is no appeal, I predict a slight increase in XRP and a break through the 60-cent resistance zone. If there is an appeal, I would anticipate that the price will drop a little bit, but that won't stop us because our end-of-year target for XRP is still the same, 75, and I've been hitting it since Q1 of this year. And that's it. In 2025, we'll only need that. It's XRP time and our year.